Thank you for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got a dropshipping business for sale in the apparel and accessories niche. Created in June 2016, this business makes $5,222 per month in net profit, and the listing number for the site is 41079. We do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the sites they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We've got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. How are you doing, Jeremy?
I'm doing well.
Thank you so much for taking the time here to meet up with me and get this done. Where are you calling in from today?
I'm in Dallas, Texas right now.
Ooh, it must be hot. I am in Orlando, Florida, and it is just hot every single day.
Oh, you know it. Very hot.
Yeah. So before we get into the questions I have for you, I just want to give a quick summary of the business. Again, it was built in June of 2016. Has a monthly revenue of $15,900, expenses of $10,678 to make for a net profit of $5,222, and this is built on a 10-month average.
Correct.
Included in the sale of this business are the complete Shopify store with apps, an email list with over 27,000 subscribers, and social media accounts for Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram.
Correct.
Jeremy, can you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Well, I've been an online marketer probably about 5 or 6 years. Before that, I had a pool service business. Basically here in Texas, it was too hot, so I needed to be working online so I could get out of the heat. I did sell that business about 5 years ago, and that's when I went full-time into online marketing. And learned drop shipping about 2 years ago. And then right about May of 2016, I, took a course that I signed up for, and it kind of put it all together, the drop shipping and the e-commerce. And that's when the store was created, and it just took off from there.
And how did you come up with the idea to start this business in this niche?
Well, my store at the beginning was a general store. It had all products. I was just putting products on there and see which ones would hit and take off. This particular niche, right off the bat, did hit and take off. In the first few months, I did really, really well. So after a few months of having a general store, I decided just to go ahead and go a niche-specific store. So at the beginning of the year, that's when I switched it and rebranded it.
It's a dropshipping business, so that means that when someone makes a purchase on your site, the order is sent to your distributor, right? And then they send the order out to the customer. Like, you don't handle the product. Is that correct?
I do not handle the product. When the order is placed, I just get on the distributor's website and, place the order from there, and then they ship it out.
So it's not set up automatically. So when you get the order and then you send them the order, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so are the products designed by you, or products that you've purchased a license to use or something like that?
No, they're not.
Okay. And so if this business is making money and you never handle the product and this specific niche really took off, so you branched off from the general store, why are you selling the business instead of keeping and growing it yourself?
Well, 2 reasons. Basically, I went into business with my brother at July of this year. And I would like to sell this business to put funds in for future businesses that we're going to be doing. He does the online programming and I'm the marketer, so we're kind of combining our services. And second, the proceeds I've made in the past year, I was able to buy a piece of riverfront property in San Marcos, and now I'm looking to purchase a house to put on it. So I'm hoping this will, get me to the down payment and get me where I need to go for the house and for the business.
Mm-hmm. And so basically you're selling the business to fund purchasing a dream house of yours, correct?
Correct. Yes, without a doubt.
Well, I hope you get that. That's something that everybody hopes for.
Yes.
So the business was built in June of 2016. What was the trajectory of the business within the first few weeks or months of launching?
The first month in June, I did right around 6,000 in sales. And then the next 2 months was when they kind of just blew up. I did like 43 and then plus 50 in sales. And that's when I realized that the one product and the one niche and everything that I was doing was working, and that I just needed to hone in on this one niche and don't worry about any other niches or products. It went through, I guess, Christmas and all that. And then during the rebranding at the beginning of the year, that's when sales slowed down. And then around March is kind of when I just started picking up the advertising again, and everything's taken off since then.
So just to clarify, it really took off and then you honed in on that niche. And then at the start of this year, you rebranded the business, and then it kind of trickled down a little bit, due to that rebranding, but you've started to pick up again, correct?
Correct. When I rebranded, I went ahead and went away from the basic website and kind of got a little more depth, a little bit better of a website So that's when it started taking off again.
Is there anything that went really, really well when growing this business that you will apply to future sites?
Well, I've learned this is the first time I was able to create a pretty big email list. So I've learned a lot about email marketing and how to, get people on my list for a cheap cost and then slowly send them products and different advertisements for them to buy from me in the future. And I have plenty of people that just buy, once a month. They have 10 or 12 purchases already, and they like my product because it helps them out.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that didn't go well when building the business?
Well, at the very beginning, when get overloaded at the first couple of months, it did take a lot to get all the systems into place and, all the apps, the correct apps, and getting all the emails sent out right and, retargeting and different stuff like that. So I would say the first few months was a learning curve. And then I think it was around October, November, that's when I decided to invest in a VA. And he pretty much does everything for me, excluding my orders, just because I like to make sure they're done correctly, but he does everything else for me. So since then, that's when, I can spend 30 minutes to an hour a day on my business at most, and it runs successfully.
Do you know if the VA or virtual assistant is planning on going to work for the new owner when you complete the sale?
I have it offered. I will definitely, if that's something they are interested in, they can definitely have him because he knows everything about my business. I will teach him the last thing, which would be the orders, which he's done before in previous businesses. It's just I'm just pretty hands-on on that, so I like to keep that to myself. But other than that, he does everything else. Mm-hmm. So I would be willing to let him go with the business.
You have this email list of over 27,000 subscribers. First off, how did you build that list? And second, what do you do with the list?
Well, I built this list through, just paid advertising on Facebook. That's where I do 95% of my marketing is through paid advertisements on Facebook. And these are just people that have come in. They've either gone through my checkout process and I've gotten their email that way, or they've hit the pop-up that pops up for a 10% discount. And I usually hit them 2 to 3 times a week. My best days are usually Wednesdays and Sunday nights. For some reason, I don't know, but those days I usually hit them and maybe one more day during the week. And it's usually, my main products, or if we found some more new products, we'll just go ahead and hit them with those, give them a discount and see, which ones sell. And that's where I've tested my new products to see which ones I could start advertising in the future.
Do you have a good return on when you hit people again with the email list?
Definitely. I mean, I probably do 15 to 20 sales at least each time on the email list, depending on which product and what kind of a discount and, what time of year. But it's definitely, there's a good long-term value with the email list.
So has most of your growth come from the Facebook paid advertising?
Yes, without a doubt. That's the one thing I'm pretty good at, and it's the one thing I'm confident in. And that is one thing that I see another person could have an opportunity would be outsourcing the advertising to, Google, being any other social, pages and everything.
Mm-hmm. And how has been the Pinterest and Instagram? Those are also listed with the site.
Pinterest, I haven't done much with. I've just added all the products. I've had my VA go through, add all the products, categorize them and everything. The Instagram, I have over 2,000 followers and I have like 3 posts, and all those followers come from my paid ads through Instagram. So a lot of those followers are really targeted. And that would be something that if I was better Instagram, and that's where I will be in the future, but to be able to use Instagram for my niche would be something that I would suggest to the new owner.
You mentioned that you're not doing much with Google AdWords or something like that. Is there a reason for that?
I'm just not confident. I've tried it in the past and I don't have the experience in it.
So you just don't, you're sticking to the stuff the Facebook. So the Google and other things like that would be a good opportunity for a buyer to come along and grow the business even more.
Correct.
What other opportunities do you feel are there for fast growth for a new owner?
Well, I've been approached to do like OEM manufacturing, basically where we can put our brand on, the product and send it out and it'd still be drop shipped. I've been, approached on that. Also, there's a few like separate websites, like blogs that you could do on different, features that these products help with. And each one of those could, be built up over a long time, which I think could create a lot more traffic for the e-commerce store.
Speaking of the e-commerce store, how exactly does your deal with the distributor work? Is that a solid deal? Will that transfer over to a new owner?
Oh, yes, without a doubt.
Hmm.
A few of them that I use that I've gone through and I know which ones are the best ones to use. So that's definitely something I would definitely help out with a new owner.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that your distributor ships the products from China to the States. Is that correct?
Yes, well, they ship the products worldwide.
Mhm.
Yeah, more than just the United States, but yes.
So then what other markets are you in?
I actively market to United States, Canada, United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia as one, and then I market to the rest of the world minus Africa, just because the shipping, a lot of times shipping wouldn't show up to Africa. So pretty much the entire world minus Africa.
Do you know if your traffic has been any better outside of the United States, or is that primarily where your traffic comes from?
Yeah, more traffic comes from outside the United States than the United States. It would be something if you were interested in, getting more traffic to the United States, you could definitely bring down the shipping times if you did it yourself. But if you're keeping it as a drop shipping business, I don't usually have too many complaints. And if you have a complaint about long shipping times, you can definitely just tell them where it's at, and they're usually happy with that.
And how often have you had to do that?
To answer complaints, you'll get complaints, a few times a week saying, "Where's my package?" And it's usually within a few days of being shipped or being delivered to them. So as long as you give them a tracking number, I make sure, and all my stuff does have tracking numbers, and that's big when shipping from China.
Do you have any content on the site?
No, it's pretty much just products.
Hmm. So that could possibly be another opportunity for new owner to come along and grow the business even more by posting regular content.
Yeah, without a doubt, because this niche is very young people, old people, men, women, they all could use it. So it could definitely be targeted to different areas with the content you put on the site.
How many different products do you currently sell?
There's about 150 on the store. I would say probably 15 to 20 are my main ones.
When you say main ones, you just mean that
Top-selling
they
products.
outsell the others, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So we've covered some of the opportunities. Do you feel like there are any other really big opportunities worth mentioning?
If you do go take the VA on, I would definitely say, they can do all the orders, and basically all you would need to be doing is running your advertising campaigns. Pretty much outsourcing more products. I have 150 products on the store right now, but there's plenty more that can be outsourced if you just look in different areas. And with the email list that I have, usually, outsource a product, shoot it to the email list and see if it works. That's usually the best route.
So that's some of the opportunities. Are there any big risks associated with the business that a buyer should be aware of?
Well, I'll say any type of online store has risks just because, Facebook could change an algorithm or any type of advertising could change. I have been copied pretty much about 3 months in. I just started seeing an ad that was my copy, my ad, my text. So it can be copied. So I would say that's definitely the main
risk.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're okay. So was that copycat, did that negatively impact your sales at all that you were aware of?
No, they obviously had a bigger budget, so I could see what kind of traction they were getting, and it told me that I can spend more money on advertising and still get a good return. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like, yeah, they took my idea and stole all my text, but it was kind of validation for me to know that I could keep going with this and keep moving forward.
Did you ever consider any other platforms other than Shopify?
No. I've done WordPress, but I'm not a coder. That's what my brother's in for, and it's just Shopify.
Do you feel like if a potential buyer would come in and look at this and think maybe turning this also into like keeping the drop shipping, but also doing Amazon FBA, do you think that could have potential for this business, or would that not work?
No, I think it definitely could work, especially in the United States. What I've learned is people around the world kind of take shipping a little bit longer, but people in the United States want it right then. So if you could do that and get it to them within a couple of days, that would make a big difference.
You mentioned that your virtual assistant handles most of the day-to-day for the business, and all that you pretty much do is answering customer complaints and sending the orders to the distributor. Is there any other work that you do? And if not, how many hours do those small tasks take you week to week?
Well, usually doing orders and answering emails, usually I do it first thing in the morning, and it usually takes me between like 7 and 8 o'clock. So usually about an hour at tops. I will, when my VA has new products, he puts them into, our apps, and I go through and make sure this is exactly what I want. So, kind of auditing what he's doing to make sure it's correct. And that's basically what I do right now. At the very beginning, those first few months, I was busy as could be, but now it's about an hour a day.
Are there any special skills required to work in this niche?
Not in this niche. I mean, as long as you can do advertising.
And when a potential buyer comes along, how much support are you willing to give them? You say that they need to be able to do the Facebook ads and whatnot. Will you sit down and show them how you're doing it?
I could definitely help them out with Facebook ads and show them what I've used and what I know will work and what succeeded with me. And I'm willing to give up like 30 days. I mean, if longer if they need it. Definitely want to make sure the new owner continues with the success.
When you say 30 days, does that include Skype calls, email, or what exactly does that entail?
Anything they need. I could definitely do Skype calls, email, as long as it just doesn't get every day, overdone. But I can definitely help people out.
Would you commit to a non-compete?
Yes.
And obviously, so the best case scenario, what we're all looking for is that someone comes along and says, here is 100% cash offer of what you're looking for. But if that didn't happen, would you be open to a conversation about other payment methods, like, for instance, an earnout?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And so, Jeremy, I have one more question for you. Before we get to that, though, I just want to run through the quick summary of the business again. Again, it was built in June of 2016, has a monthly revenue of $15,900, expenses of $10,678 for a net profit of $5,222, and this is built on a 12-month average. Included in the sale of this business are the complete Shopify store with apps, an email list with over 27,000 subscribers, and social media accounts for Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. Jeremy, thank you so much for taking the time here. My last question to you is, in 30 seconds to a minute, 30 to 60 seconds, what is your pitch on why someone should purchase this business?
I would say this is a very lucrative niche, like I was saying earlier, just because it's not targeted just one person. It's men, women, young, old. It definitely, a lot of people could use this, and then a lot of people, it actually helps them with relieving pain or any that type of feature. As for my e-commerce store, it has a very good upsell process. That's why I bring people in on kind of a low order value. And with the upsells and the cross sells, that's how I get most of my revenue. So I believe the upsell process is doing very well. There are many different products you could outsource, like I was saying earlier, to fit the niche. And if you wanted to do the Amazon FBA, that would definitely help out. This is a niche that people will buy from you over and over again. Once they like, your product, believe me, they're going to be your customer for life.
It sounds like it's a business that has steady profits that are rising and plenty of opportunities for even more growth.
Correct. I do believe so.
Jeremy, thank you so much for taking the time here today.
No problem. I appreciate it.
If you're watching this on YouTube and want more information, the link will be below the video that will take you to this marketplace listing. If you're watching this on the listing site and want more information, become a depositor today. All you have to do is click the button, make a refundable deposit, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. Have a great day.